and then we have something with Ashen Hawk. What do you want, Ashen Hawk? Oh, what's your one wish? Go on.
As a sorcerer, what do I wish? That I'd like a stove that can warm bread easily. That way, I wouldn't have to gnaw on frozen bread, and my servant wouldn't have to freeze anymore. Isn't that a great idea?
Well, thanks for thinking of me, I guess. First he thought about bread, which is understandable. I can understand that. Brother and sister. Okay, so can't do that one. Ah, but we can do Forgotten Dream. Sure. I took this request in my usual outfit, and this one was from when I was investigating in women's clothes. I had gotten used to properly playing the parts of both man and woman, but there were still times when I got confused. Putting on a disguise was troublesome enough. Ashen Hawk, I'm going to head to town. I called to him, but he was nowhere to be found. I thought he'd be lying around somewhere all morning. Could it be? I had a hunch and went over to Ashen Hawk's bed. I pulled away the blanket. Ashen Hawk! Why are you still asleep when the sun is up? Huh? Not only was he not there, there was no indication that he had ever gotten into bed. Curious. I looked around the room to look for him again. Did he go out? He'd usually say something before going out, but he did forget sometimes. It wasn't out of the question for him to just leave. I looked in the kitchen, by the fireplace, the sides of the bookshelves, and still he was nowhere to be found. Is he really gone? Right when I was about to give up, I heard someone's voice. I looked for the source of the voice and finally found where he was. I also realized why I couldn't find him earlier. I pulled away the blanket just as I did earlier and yelled, "Why are you sleeping in my bed, Ashen Hawk?" Unfortunately, I received no response. He's fast asleep! I wondered if he was in her bed. I reached out to shake him on the shoulder, but I realized something for the first time. He was frowning in pain. His mouth seemed to be moving as if he were trying to tell me something. We'd been living together for a long time, but I had never seen him like this before. Now that I think about it, Ashen Hawk always maintained a calm face. I had never seen him angry or worried. Ashen Hawk? He groaned with an angry expression. His fingers were digging into the bed. Was he having a bad dream? I really had never seen him like this before, so I didn't know what to do. If I was having a bad dream, he would probably gently wake me up. Kiss his eyelid and smile? No, that wasn't going to happen. But that hesitation vanished when I saw Ashen Hawk's expression. His halting mumblings seemed like he was trying to break out of his dreams. Ashen Hawk, are you all right? I cautiously went near him and called his name. Before I could shake him by the shoulders, he slowly got up. The way he moved reminded me of a doll. Or a ghost. Is he awake? His eyes were open, but he was squinting while looking far away. He looked at whatever it was as if it were a target of hatred or regret. Ashen Hawk. I got the feeling he would wander off and disappear, so I called his name once more. His shoulders moved at the sound of his name, and he slowly turned to me.
It's you.
Thank goodness, it was the usual Ashen Hawk. Although all this was strange, I felt relieved. Did you have a bad dream?
I don't know. I've forgotten it already.
He wore his usual suspicious smile, but there was a hint of pain in it. He then mumbled as if he were talking to himself.
I feel as though I've forgotten something important.
Huh? He didn't respond. Maybe he wasn't fully awake yet. He's probably trying to grasp onto whatever memory was going through his mind right before he woke up. I looked at his face. In the next moment, he fell on me. Ashen Hawk? Oh boy. Hey, what's up, sir? What's going on with you?
Jed.
Ashen Hawk? His arms wrapped around my back and he gently embraced me. His clothes rubbed against my cheek. They felt ice cold. But his arms around me were gentle. Ashen Hawk's back was rounded, and it felt as if he was protecting me from something. But that only lasted a few moments. Ah. He gently let go of me and smiled.
By huddling together, our temporary loneliness can be alleviated. But it seems I will take away your body heat.
I was confused for a brief moment, but this was probably Ashen Hawk's usual jokes. He is so mysterious. The free-spirited, gentle overlord of the tower will freeze if we stay together.
Oh, really? Then perhaps I'll drag you down with me and turn you into ice.
No way, I don't want to die with you.
Or perhaps you will melt me with the heat of love or the warmth of kindness.
I refuse to do that either. You're on your own.
If my body is ice, then your heart is ice. I wish you would have a bit of goodwill in you.
But I am kind. You're lucky I didn't kick you out when you were sleeping in my bed.
It's not proper for you to kick someone in your outfit.
I felt relieved that he was back to normal as we joked around. Even if he was such a free spirit, Ashen Hawk always returned here.
Even so?
Frowning, he looked at me from head to toe. I was wondering what he was thinking, but he quickly continued his thoughts with a hint of disapproval.
You are so small. I would much prefer a woman more well endowed.
I swung my fist at Ashen Hawk. Deserved. I heard a dull thud. I shouldn't have felt worried about you.
So you were worried? Thank you. But unlike you, I'm not trained physically. I would appreciate it if you went easy on me.
It's your own fault. You should think before you speak.
I meant to say that you should eat things that are more nutritious.
You really need to think before you speak. Whose fault do you think it is that we're so poor?
I see. So poverty has made your body look even more impoverished.
Don't say that while looking at my chest! How dare he say that? I'll admit that I had compared myself with Francisca and the tavern lady before, but I had to bind my breasts ever since they started to grow. That must partially have something to do with it. No, it must be completely because of that. If you were to go out and get a job to pay for the cost of food, I'd get plumper.
How cruel you can be. I'm prepared to become sustenance for you should the need arise.
I'm not talking about extremes here.
But I cannot survive as a ghost. If only I can hold your hand.
You just touched it earlier.
Are you the kind that can't go 2 seconds without complaining?
It's because you keep saying weird things. If you're not satisfied with our situation, then please work harder on your end. Master.
That's right. You work hard every day, my loyal servant.
It is an honor, my lord. Anyway, I'm off to town. I patted down the wrinkles on my skirt and prepared to go into town. But Ashen Hawk stared at me while I did that. What is it?
Nothing. I just thought that having a female servant is quite nice too. If you like dressing up like that, why not stay that way, even in the tower?
Never. After saying that, I turned around and left. Jeez. I was so worried about him, too. It was a mistake to be considerate of him. As I walked through the snow, a different emotion surfaces. But what was wrong with him? His sharp gaze had wandered somewhere far away. Everyone had bad dreams, but I didn't understand his expression right after he woke up. What was that? Who was that? Oh, poor Ashen Hawk, being mysterious as per usual. Alright, I think that was all I could do, right? This is still... Yeah, that's all stuck for me, so I guess we're switching back. And going to continue on with the main story now. Alright, let's go. The town was becoming even livelier. I began to hear a certain rumor. There were people who were relieved to finally go against town custom, and others who truly despised the opposing faction. There could have been some changes of heart. It reaffirmed the idea in my mind that there were all sorts of people living in this town. That or the phantom thieves are here. Only a little longer until the Masquerade. Everyone was looking forward to the festival, so I really wanted to make it a success. At first, I did it to make enough money to leave town, but I started to notice my own change of heart. All right, let's do this today! I looked up at the same gray sky and walked again through the cold snow, like I do every day. Man, I didn't even leave the map for that long! Was it even necessary to do all that? Jed? So is the main thing stuck right now? I just need to know. Okay, it's a question mark. Good to know. Alright, we're gonna start with a zesty 12 in here. People in stalls, talk to me. What's the thing? Ah, preparation for the Masquerade. Great. This is the moment of truth for us merchants. We have to stock lots of quality merchandise to satisfy our customers. I prepared lots of new masks and costumes for the Masquerade. You can buy them now, even before the festival starts if you'd like. Are you looking forward to it too? Let's make it a great festival. Sure. Okay, just like that, it's unlocked, eh? Don't have to do much. Yes, I've made plans to weave tapestries with my friends on the day. I plan on weaving and chatting with them at the same time. I can't wait. I wonder what sort of pattern I should weave. Well, I guess it's good to have plans, like even the upset old ladies. Like, I'm gonna get together with my friends and do some weaving and chatting. It's not a bad way to spend a day, I guess.
I should go look at antiques on the day of the festival. The Masquerade is a special day for this town. Everyone covers their faces with masks to enjoy the festival. That's enough for me.
Are you saying that everyone in this town is ugly, sir? And it's like, thank God they're covering their faces with masks. That's all I need in my life to make it a good day. I mean, you gotta be careful with how you say things, sir, you know.
It's not that I've made plans for it, but there's a girl I want to ask for a dance during the Masquerade. Since the wolves and hawks are coming together, I was thinking about mustering up the courage for it. See you later.
Oh, this guy's got a girl. He wants to ask to dance. That's kind of cute. I love it. Everyone's plans for the Masquerade today.
The schedule isn't decided yet, but most of the town is almost completely covered with Masquerade decorations. I'll cooperate with the Hawks, at least until the festival ends.
Mm-hmm. I got my eye on you.
Yeah, the preparations are great. I made some new weapons and armor. My regulars will be overjoyed to see them. The entire town got together to prepare for this festival. Of course it'll be fun. You'd better have fun too.
I'm gonna try. I know things are gonna go horribly wrong at this masquerade, but I'm gonna try. Things have been going too well for too long. Thanks to the handyman helping out, most of the prep work is complete. These are artificial flowers, but seeing all these colors is like spring is really here. I can't wait until the day of the festival. I guess we're rapidly running out of time for this Kaleido Via as well.
The preparations are proceeding without any problems. Most of the alliance comes from backgrounds of officials and merchants.
I think this year's festival will be livelier than previous ones, but there should be fewer scuffles.
Yeah, it'll be nice to take a look at the wolf stores without having to wear a mask. I had so much trouble with that every year.
You've been doing that? That's pretty dangerous.
It's called gathering enemy intel, though I've kept it a secret until now.
Either way, I think it's the first time I'm looking forward to the festival this much. You should come check out our store too.
Oh, I will. Don't worry. I play both sides. T, my girl. If spring should come. Is spring really necessary? I've heard snow will melt when it's warm. I'm worried that the town would be flooded because of it. But, But I would like a colorful bouquet of spring flowers from a gentleman that I like. But only a little. I have thought about it at times. Aw, she's so wholesome. Lucas, would you like some flowers as well?
Spring. There is nothing but winter in this town. If spring suddenly arrived, the people would panic. There is more to it than simply desiring it. That would be something to remember when your environment changes.
A smile! Oh! A smile from Lucas! Ah! Stop the presses! He looks so cute like that! My heart! Wow, okay, I've already forgotten about Levon and the, and the Overlord. All Lucas had to do was smile. There's too many boys to simp for in this game.
However, if this fog and snowy clouds could clear, it wouldn't be bad to go outside of the town.
Yeah, you walk away, sir. You gave me that smile. Ah, so cute.
When spring comes, we should have another festival. The decorations for the masquerade wouldn't be artificial flowers this time. We'd use real ones. I'm sure it'll be pretty. And also, I'd like to know what it's like to be under the bright, warm sun. We'd all feel good about it.
Good on you, Levi, for being so positive. I like it.
When spring comes, that's difficult to imagine. But if spring really does come, I'm sure it would be a huge commotion. When the banquets start, there will be a need for security. Levi should be handling that as a leader, but I have a feeling he's only going to join in on the celebration. I suppose that's fine. If the townspeople can live happily, there is nothing more I would want.
Oh, how kind of you. Alright, let's go to the West Alley, I guess.
I don't really have any plans. Walking around aimlessly can be fun too. There are many stores around. I want to check out the ones run by those wolves.
Okay. Fair enough, Man of the Hawk. Of course, I made new clothes with special embroidery just for this day. I feel so restless despite my age. I don't remember the last time I was so excited for the masquerade. Do you get the day off, maid?
My schedule is not yet set, but I become quite nervous on the day of the masquerade. This is the special day you exchange words with the person you fancy. It's a day when you can be bolder than usual.
Ooh, do you have someone you fancy, maid? I love it.
I can't get in the mood to celebrate for the festival, but I need to get a different mindset, at least for the masquerade. The first time I met my husband was also at the masquerade. That was... When was that again?
Girl, don't say things like that. You get me all worried and things like... So, what happened? Madam? Did you ever have a husband? I'm starting to question things.
I think it's alright. The town has been so full of life recently.
The festival itself is fun, but they say that preparing for it is the best part.
What was promised at the tavern was cooperation until the masquerade. I hope it continues on even after the festival ends.
That would be nice, but I feel like we're stuck in some kind of weird time loop thing, guys.
I don't have any plans, but I do hope that it would stop snowing at least on the day. For the young people, the masquerade is a special day. You'll feel sorry for them when the snow gets in the way of those young couples.
Think of the young couples. Haku, what are you doing? You got a lady? Nope, he's talking about the snow. I don't want to talk about the masquerade, okay?
Yes, the people of this town live with the snow. There is a question presented in a story from a nation far away. What happens when snow melts? You can brush it off as nonsense, but I wonder what the answer might be.
Alright, Olgar, do you have plans? No, you're talking about spring. Alright, what's spring?
What sort of answer do you desire from that question? Be gone this instant. I don't want to even remember it.
So do you remember a time when there was spring? Did you lose somebody during spring? Questions.
Yeah, leave it to me. I'll serve every single customer, whether there's 100 or 1,000 of them.
Owner, I'm going to take the day off then.
What?
Alright, since you got this, I'm going out to dance. See ya. Are you planning any hoodlum activities?
Shut up! Of course I don't! I'm gonna drink and go to sleep! Shoo! Shoo! You go back to your festival prep or whatever!
Yeah, he's definitely planning some crimes. Calling it now.
Hey, the preparations are going well. I can't wait for the day of the festival. So, any one of you going out with a girl on the day?
Hey, are you really asking us that? No one among us has a...
Oh, me. I already had my patrolling shift traded with someone.
So did your girl say yes? Sir, were you not there for the whole proposal conversation? Sir.
You got a girl? And on top of that, you're skipping out on work?
Come on. Didn't you say you were asking out that girl at the tavern? Good luck. It's do or die. Yeah, and if you fail, we'll treat you to a drink.
Gah! Shut up! Stop yapping on about this!
Are you asking out our tavern lady? Good luck, sir, if you do. There she is.
Spring? I guess being fashionable? After all, you won't have to worry about getting your skirt wet. When spring comes, we'll be able to do so much more. Now I feel excited.
Alright. Is this my old man? Yep, there he is.
The snow, you say? I felt it to be somewhat interesting, especially for this town. Have you ever heard of this riddle? What happens when snow melts? It's a riddle from an island nation far away. Let's see what your answer may be.
That's kind of odd. He and Haku had the same dialogue, nearly. Just wanted to make sure there's no more notes. Okay. They also both said ho 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 at one point when they were laughing. That's a little suspicious, if you ask me. Haku, do you have a birthmark on your hand?
I have not made any plans yet, but, I plan on speaking to a gentleman with the wolves. Please don't tell anyone. I'll be wearing a mask on the day of the masquerade. If I can be with him for just one day, I will be happy.
Aw, the Hawk Maid fancies one of the wolf boys. Stop, my heart. I love it. If spring comes...
Spring? Let me see. Spring is said to be warm and comfortable, so I'd like to go out for a walk. I'd like to bask in the sun with her while holding hands. I don't know whether that day would ever come. Yes, spring would be nice.
Man, he holds on to those memories so strongly. What about you?
Spring? In this town covered in snow? Are you really talking about fantasies like that? But if that's what you want, I'd like to walk around with someone. I hear spring is really warm. I've never seen the lake when it's not frozen. Maybe the surface would glitter. I guess I'd like to go somewhere like that.
Aw. I wanna go with somebody. Man, it's windy. Oh. Also, phone reacted. Alright. Thanks, phone, for that. Pushed by the stormy winds, I rushed into the church. Even after closing the door, I could still hear them outside.
Welcome. The winds appear to be strong today.
Yes, they practically blew me in here. Mind if I rest here a bit?
Go right ahead. I'll make some tea, so have a seat.
Lawrence went to the other side of the church. I was chilled to the core, so I definitely appreciate a warm cup of tea right now. I should go ask around for the Kaleidovia after I warm up. That's what I was thinking, but someone pulled at me from behind.
Skipping out on work again. You really think you can find it at this rate?
Elric. I turned around and saw his familiar cheeky face. If only he kept his mouth shut, he'd look cute with Rabbit. If only you could keep your mouth shut. I do go searching for it every day. If you want to try and find it yourself, I wouldn't mind.
If you can't find it, how would I?
I guess you're right. I breathed out a sigh and felt my body temperature drop some more.
For now, it's too cold today. Have some of Lawrence's tea. Even though it might look bad, it tastes fine.
Are you trying to comfort me?
No. If you feel down, Rabbit would get worried.
Puh! Puh!
Oh, be quiet! It's the truth. Half of it, at least.
Puh!
Thanks, you two. We continued our exchange with Rabbit in between us. After a while, Lawrence called out when he finished making his tea. It's nice to see Rabbit again. It's been a while.
Judd, come over here and have some tea. I have some for you too, Elric.
Elric and I both followed his directions and headed toward the back of the church. A fragrant steam rose from the cups on the table. I'd never smelled this kind of tea before. That's an unusual smell. What kind of tea is it?
What do you think it is? Try to guess what it is.
I picked up the cup to take a sip. It's fragrant. And a little sweet? What is this? It does seem familiar.
Pa!
It's carrot, isn't it? I can tell right away.
Carrot tea? Is that a thing? Now that he mentioned it, it did have the distinct sweetness of carrots. Rabbit moved closer to take a sniff.
Correct. Throwing away the carrot peels felt like a waste, so I tried making tea out of it.
Can you really do that? Oh, it does taste nice. I'm surprised you knew, Elric.
I saw him peeling lots of carrots yesterday.
I was working hard to make tea out of it. I'm glad it turned out well.
The peels? That's really all you need? Maybe I should try it out.
You can use ingredients that you don't use for cooking. The peels actually have more nutrition at times.
You two talk about stuff like you're so poor.
That's because we are.
It's amazing to discover delicious food while trying to be frugal. This is the epitome of the wisdom of humans.
I wasn't thinking that far ahead.
I'd rather focus my energy on making more money.
Yep. There's two kinds of people in this world. Those that try to make things work on their budget, others that are like, I'd rather just make more money. Lawrence taught me how to brew tea as we sipped our own. It brought warmth to our bodies. I'm feeling really warm right now.
It has a warming effect. It's perfect for cold days like today.
Really? Isn't it always like this? I guess the winds are a bit stronger today.
Maybe it's because the skies are cloudier than usual?
Right. The sky doesn't look like it's daytime, so it may make us remember the cold.
The way he said, remember the cold, felt odd. Oh? Oh. Hey, that's cute. Like a little rabbit sniffing away at that teacup. Do you not like the cold, Lawrence? Although I doubt there's anyone here who still likes it.
I don't like it. Seeing the overcast sky makes me feel down.
Isn't that really up to how you feel about it? You feel down only because you don't like it.
Perhaps you're able to say that because you don't remember. I wonder when you started to think that way. Maybe you don't remember, Elric, but before you came here, it became so cold at night that it was unsettling.
Where I was before? What are you talking about? You said yourself that you don't know where I came from before we met in this town.
I actually have my memories from a previous lifetime. I know you better than you know yourself.
Interesting. So Hokage's like lost most, if not all, of his memories, but Lawrence, or Kagiha, or Natsu, has his memories.
What are you talking about? Then what was my name in my previous life?
Beats me.
That's true. He only ever picked a name. We never got to know his real name.
If you're going to lie, make it more believable. Sometimes you say the weirdest things.
Lawrence smiles gently towards the sighing Elric. It felt strange, but these two have always had a special connection. It's nice that he looks after this boy, considering everything they went through.
Pa!
What's wrong? Are you hungry?
Oh, I should have prepared some tea cakes. I also have some carrots and more sweets in the back. Go and fetch them for me, will you?
Let's go!
Pa!
The boy and the rabbit ran off. Although we were all just warmed up by the tea, I envied how the cold didn't affect them. I dislike the cold at night, too. I wish it would be a little warmer during the day.
Right. It's always cloudy in this town. Have you ever seen a clear blue sky before?
A blue sky? No. The sky in this town was always the same. The color of the ash in the fireplace. The color of dirty snow.
What about the sun? There are times when you can see it shining through gaps in the clouds.
I've never seen it. I thought that existed only in books.
I suppose that's how you see it. I pray that the rays of the sun will someday shine upon you.
What's that supposed to mean?
You can take it literally.
I knew what the word sun meant, and I also knew that if the clouds cleared, the sun would be visible. But I'd never seen it myself. I had never seen the shining sun, nor the blue sky. Didn't you mention, like, right at the beginning, we saw, like, some sun rays, and you're like, oh, the sun's going down, I gotta get out of town before the fog sets in. Does that not count as seeing the sun? This has become normal for everyone, so no one said anything about it.
You would walk on the ground with melted snow under the blinding sunlight. It should be much warmer than any flame from a fireplace, or any carrot tea.
That sounds like a fairy tale to me. Lawrence must have seen it before. My imagination wasn't good enough to picture that sun and sky. My attempt at conjuring up the image was overpowered by the unending snow and lingering fog. I had no idea what it is like, but I knew that it must be nice. A path without snow, under the warm sun. I'd like to experience that once. By the time I realized it, I had finished my tea. The empty cup felt cold in my hand.
I brought the sweets!
Pa!
Elric came back with a smile, carrying a big paper bag.
Did you bring all of it? I made extra for tomorrow, so don't eat them all.
You made these biscuits, Lawrence? You must be really good at cooking.
I only did it out of necessity. Otherwise, I would never even try to make them.
Plus, there's no sugar in it.
Sugar is too expensive. Do you mind if I have one?
Go right ahead. I hope you like it.
It's delicious! It's a bit salty, and it complements the tea well. How do you make them?
I'll write the recipe down and give it to you later. It's filling and cheap to make, too.
That's great. Thank you, Lawrence. It'll be for when I don't have any bread.
Like I said, that makes you sound so poor.
Elric might say that, but frugality and cheap dishes were the foundation of our daily lives. I thought about the tea recipe that Lawrence taught me as I savored the dessert. I remembered the fairy tale he talked about earlier. If the sun comes through the clouds. I imagined myself walking on the grassy path over the soft soil. Ooh. I take off my thick coat and boots. Oh, how light that would feel. I'm sure there would be flowers blooming everywhere. My imagine stopped right there, but my desire to experience it remained. I wished that day would come. I quietly prayed from the bottom of my heart.